Hey guys, let's do some more factoring trinomials examples. Um, Here I took these examples directly from a worksheet that um, I don't know, we gave you last week sometime. So here, the first step is always going to be to make sure that they're set equal to 0. Of course, if it's not set equal to anything, then it is set equal to 0. So those are good. Um, and then next we need to pull out a GCF if you have one. So here, if we're looking at number 9, you have 15n squared minus 27n minus 6. And you need to figure out what the biggest number is that divides evenly into all three numbers, 15, 27, and 6. The GCF here for number 9 is going to be 3. Okay, so when I pull out a 3, I divide each of these numbers by 3. So 15 divided by 3 leaves us with a 5. 27 divided by 3 leaves us with a 9. And 6 divided by 3 leaves us with a 2. Okay, so here, after you've taken out a GCF, if you've done that successfully, you will go ahead and take your A value and multiply it by your C value. 5 times negative 2 is going to give you negative 10. Okay, so at this point, you need to figure out what the factors of negative 10 are. Now remember, if your C value is negative, and here we do have a negative C value, negative 10. That means that your larger factors take the sign of B. So B here is negative. So our larger factors will be negative. What are the factors of 10? 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. And that's it. Those are the only things you can multiply to give yourself 10. So my larger factors will take the sign of B, which is negative. So negative and a negative and a positive and a positive. So I need to figure out which ones multiply to give me negative 10 and add to give me a negative 9. Positive 2 and negative 5, what does that give you? Negative 3. So those are not correct, but a positive 1 and a negative 10 gives you a negative 9. Okay. So now I'm going to write it as two binomials. All right. So you have n minus 10, which is here, and n plus 1, which is here. The next step, and I'm going to rewrite it so it's not so squished. The next step is that you need to divide each of these numbers, the factors, by your A value. And when I say divide by an A value, it's going to be the number that you multiplied by here. So I'm going to divide by 5. Okay, I pulled that from here, up here. Okay, so we divided by 5 because way up here, we multiplied negative 2 by 5. Okay, you need to simplify if you can. You can type it into the calculator, your fraction, like negative 10 divided by 5, and hit math, enter, and it will simplify the fraction for you. Negative 10 divided by 5 is going to give you a negative 2. And then over here, 1 over 5, that fraction is the most simplified it can be. You can still try math, enter. It's just going to spit 1 over 5 back out at you. So any remaining denominators, anything in the bottom, we do bottoms up, and it gets stuck in front of your variable. So that means that this denominator here is going to get moved up front, becomes a big number, a coefficient, and then we just kind of get rid of it here in the bottom. So that's going to be your answer for that one. All right. Over here, let's look at number 10. It is set equal to 0. This one does not have a GCF. Okay, so there's no number that divides evenly into 5, 18, and 9. So we'll start from step 3, and we are going to multiply A times C. Okay, so I'll try to do this one Mr. Dietz's way. He would tell you to just take that to the side and kind of do 5 times 9 and give yourself 45. Okay, and the factors of 45, we need to list those. You get 1 and 45. It's not divisible by 2. You get 3 and 15. It's not divisible by 4. And then you get 5 and 9. I'm real sleepy right now, but I'm pretty sure those are the only factors of 45. So they need to multiply to give us a positive number, a positive 9. And they need to add to give us a negative number. If you watched my last video, I told you that if C is positive and B is negative, which means here, right, this is your B value and this is your C value, then that means that it factors into two binomials where both of them will be negative. You got all negatives for this one. Okay, so -1 plus -45, that gives you -46. That's not what we want. We want to add to give ourselves -18. -3 plus -15 sounds like a winner to me. -5 plus -9, of course, gives you -14. Those are not correct either. So down here, I'm going to write x minus 3. This is this factor, and x minus 15. All right. Now here we need to divide each of our factors by the number we multiplied by our a value, that 5. Okay. So when I get to this step, I need to simplify any fractions I can. 3 over 5 does not simplify. Okay. And then you have 15 over 5. If you do 15 divided by 5, you're going to get 3. Okay, any remaining denominators in the last step get pulled up to the front. You do bottoms up. So we get 5x minus 3. It's because I moved my 5 up here and it got rid of it in the denominator. And then x minus 3 just stays the same. You'll notice we don't have a number out front here. That's because there was no GCF on this one, and the other two examples I did earlier, there was a GCF, but here we don't have one. So this is the answer.